Hello and welcome to Conversation Corner. My name's Kunal. Today we'll be going over a very common saying that we hear time and time again. And let's actually look at this and see whether there's any truth to it. Now, that saying is if everyone is special, then nobody is special. Now, at the surface level, this quote seems to make a lot of sense, right? Because when we hear it being said that someone is special, what we tend to picture is that there is something or there is some attribute about this person that makes this person completely different from others. Maybe we are talking about some famous actor, or we are talking about a famous sports person who's really well recognized in their field. So, the way an actor or a sports person would be special is they have access to a certain lifestyle that common people don't, and they have certain talents that common people don't. So, in that sense, it would be fair to say that these people are special in that particular context. Now, the problem with the saying that if everyone is special, no one is special is our inability to recognize the unique traits of every person. Now, if we enter a room where we see three people of three completely different professions, these people can still be special, so to speak. Let's say one person in the room is a top neurosurgeon, the other person in the room is a top level baker, and the last person in the room is an amazing musician. All three of them are in professions that have almost nothing to do with the other, and yet all three of them are special. Now, I will get a counter argument saying, but there aren't so many professions in the world that cover everything that we do. There are a certain number of musicians, there are a certain number of engineers, there are a certain number of doctors, and while it is true that the number of professions in the world aren't unlimited, which won't allow each person to have a unique profession, what makes someone special and unique may not necessarily be limited to the work that they do. It's very hard to understand that in today's time because almost all conversations we have with people we meet for the first time, at least as adults, is what do you do? Most of our identity is wrapped around what we do as a profession, and that's why we say, I am a doctor, or I am a lawyer, or I am an engineer. We're affirming who we are via the work that we do, and that's why it's hard for even us to recognize what is so unique about us. What is it that makes us different from the people that we are surrounded by? And I'm talking about this in a healthy sense. I'm not talking about using this as seeing yourself as better than someone else. I'm talking about trying to find that about you which is completely different from others, something that you specifically are gifted at. And the reason most people may not ever find what they're really good or unique at is our definition of what makes someone special is generally very narrow and limited to a person's profession. And I believe this is the reason most people can't tap into what is really unique about them, and that's the reason most people can't really live lives of being inspired. Their day to day is very routine, it is quite mechanical. If you asked someone who had a regular job, they might say that each day feels just a little bit different than the next. And this is not to say that there's some fault with that person, because obviously all of us need to make a living. At least those of us who haven't been handed down huge sums of money need to make a living. So the challenge in life obviously comes from knowing what makes you really good at something which others don't have in terms of your unique talents, and of course being able to balance that out with making a living. Now, I agree that this is a task that is not easy to execute, but it's not impossible either. if you get what I'm trying to say. Most people who have 9 to 5 jobs and aren't sinking in debt have Saturday, Sunday free. So instead of consuming that next Netflix show, or instead of listening to a lot of music or watching some movie, think about something new that you might like to do. Suppose you do not know what your passion or your purpose is, that's okay. You simply don't have the data for that. So try something new this Saturday or this Sunday, and you will find that as time passes, the more things you explore, at some point of time you may come across something that really calls to you feel pulled towards that. And the proof of being pulled towards something is there is no resistance at the time of approaching this activity. Let most people, if we were to be honest, don't like the idea of exercising regularly. They have to make it a habit, to the point where going to the gym neither makes you happy nor sad. It becomes a part of your routine life, like brushing your teeth or having a shower. But what really pulls you because you have all your heart and soul invested into this. Now, not everyone is really lucky to find this at a young age. I would say, even at this point in time, I may not have found this idea that I'm talking about. Although I do like shooting these YouTube videos, I can't really say I'm extremely pulled by this, but it's something I'm willing to explore. So when you are in search of your passion, be open to the idea that you won't have burning hot desire right from the get go, because it takes time to explore that which really pulls you in a certain direction. And if it takes time, that is okay. Take your time out, make good use of your Saturday, Sunday, and I hope this video was helpful to you. Thank you so much for watching this.